My friends, good morning. Happy Sunday. I hope you are all having a great start to your week. I don't hear that waterfall in the background. Hang on a second. I hear my footsteps, but not the waterfall. We've had this problem before, haven't we? Is that waterfall supposed to be audible right now? Oh no, I can hear it. It's just it's very far away. There we go. Okay. This is going to be the first episode in a long time where we actually know exactly what we need to do in advance of needing to even do it. Because what we have is we have a very clear idea of, if I just bring up my notebook here, exactly the path we're going to try and draw with these though. Before we do that though, do you know what? I think it would be really nice to just have a brief shout out to some of the guys on YouTube who have been watching and commenting on this series, right? So like you guys are absolutely great, you know, every week watching the recordings of these, and I know watching a recording of a stream is a little bit of a different experience to sort of being here live, because we're sort of interacting on a more asynchronous basis. But you know, I particularly want to shout out Jeffleck, Magus104, Wally Man, right, and Pete's HQ. Like you four specifically. And actually, I need to just double check quickly that I haven't missed anyone there. But certainly you four have been commenting on every single video I've been doing. There's another person actually who didn't comment on the last video, but was commenting on previous videos as well. Actually, who was that? It was Artavelli as well. Actually, yeah, Phil C. So yeah, like. You know, it's a really great group of people talking with each other as well in the comment section. Really love it. So thank you very much for watching the stream and engaging with the content. It's really great reading all of your comments every week. I love it. Okay, let's try and make a start with this one. And the first thing we're going to need to do is we've got a corner here. We're going to rotate this guy around. We need to rotate him round. Wait, no, we need to rotate him round like... Can we only do 90-degree rotations, or can we do 45-degree rotations? Because with 90-degree rotations, that's not actually going to link up, is it? I don't know. Let's see. So we're going to... so we've got to zap this guy to the Shadow Realm, to Hunrath. We need to rotate it 135 degrees or so, something like that. Yeah, we need to rotate it 135 degrees anti-clockwise, and we'll see. We were having a little bit of a discussion in the YouTube comments section about the loading times between these two. I'd be really interested to hear why this area in Hunrath couldn't actually have been part of the Captar level. Yeah, this is only going to do me 90-degree turns, isn't it? Hang on, wait. Is that a 90-degree turn? considering we've got a whole bunch of really, really technologically advanced people here, the fact that they've, you know, not got as far as actually putting angle marks on anything. I mean, you know, considering that this game involves, like, dimensional travel and aliens and interplanetary things, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think the fact that no one would put any angle marks on anything is the least realistic. It's the most unrealistic part of this game. Yeah. We got a problem there, don't we? We need to swap these two round entirely, which we can do, of course. Meredith in the chat, resubscribed at tier 1. Thank you so much. 3 months an affiliate already in the books. Yeah. Kind of crazy how fast that goes. Or is this my 3rd month? I might have done 2 months and this is month 3. But, yeah, amazing. Thank you for the resub. I'm debating how to solve this puzzle. Because one thing that we didn't think about, actually, in this thing, is that we don't have to start... we don't have to start from the bottom here. We could make our starting point one of these, but it probably makes sense. I don't know. Like, because that's a sharp bend there. Do you know what? Swapping these two around would actually kind of make a lot of sense anyway. So I think we want to swap round. Oh, did I move the swing bridge back or no? Because I think we're definitely going to want to have the swing... Oh, no. We teleport back in the other part of the mine shaft. Goes back to wielding a sword, but I will have you on in the background. Oh, what are you doing sword wielding wise? Is this Baldur's Gate? Or D&D? Banning bots. Lovely, lovely. Oh, do you know what? I actually totally forgot to even post on the Cozy Coven this morning that I was going live. Oops. Right, so I think we want to move this one out here. We're going to swap this angle piece for the other angle piece by swapping it out, teleporting via the other teleport points, rotating the big disc round, swapping it back. Then the angle piece is in the other spot. Like, I think that should work. Modding since 5 AM. Is someone doing a 24-hour stream or something? Is someone doing a Celebrate stream? Like, who's streaming at 5 AM? We're just going to ride one of these. Because I don't want to upset the positioning of that other thing. You mod a lot of Americans and Canadians and an Aussie. Wow, you are indefatigable. That's the word. Indefatigable. Well, that's amazing. Professional moderator. 54 mod swords at the moment. Oh, cool. Indrajit Artist, how are you doing? You are not too late. We're just moving. We're just moving spheres backwards and forwards. Yeah. Oh, don't worry about 16 minutes. That's a wild overestimate as well, because like at least the first 5 minutes of that was me on the just starting screen whilst I made a coffee, or starting soon screen. Yummy sushi in the chat as well. Hello, hello. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to rotate this round twice, and then we're going to sub one angle piece for the other angle piece. This might not be the most efficient way to solve this puzzle. All I'm hoping for is that it's a way to solve this puzzle. And really, that's all I ever hope for. Yeah, my starting soon screen could do a little bit, could do with a little bit of finessing, let's say. You know, potentially as well as my overlays as well. Mochi gave us the gift of life today. I will dive a bit deeper into that in just a second. Okay, so now the other angle piece has been swapped into place. So we now need to take the other teleport back again, rotate this round twice again, and swap back so that that angle piece gets swapped for the straight piece. That's the plan there. Yeah, my starting soon screen, I think it could do with a little bit of finessing. I think there are various bits and pieces on the channel that could do with some finessing, but it's kind of, you know, it's an ongoing project, right? It's one thing at a time. So the most recent things we had done is the emotes, of course, and, you know, I should use this opportunity this loading screen opportunity to just get some hype into the chat. So the emotes, which are fabulous, those were created by someone from the Cozy Coven, and we'll give them a shout out as well. There we go. So the emotes are by Souffle from the Cozy Coven, really talented artist. So we did the emotes recently, and then most recently we've done the subscriber badges, the channel points, and so forth. So that's really great. Okay, hang on, I've lost track of where I'm up to with this puzzle. I think the next thing maybe is, I think I need to update like my follow and subscribe animations maybe. Right, so this one needs to be rotated twice. Because where we want to be... we want the other angle piece to take this spot here. And then we're very close to actually getting to where we want to be. Yeah, I think the follow, subscribe, raid, sound effects and animations, those are currently all pretty stock. They're stock animations from Stream Elements, which look, you know, they look fine. They look fine, but I would love to give them a bit of finessing. The stream starting screen, I've added some thank yous, like some thank yous to Souffle, the artist. I've added some thank yous to the subscribers and put a follow account on there. But there's no sound effects on it. Like, it would be really great if it could play some music, for example. And there's no animation to it. It's just a static screen. And there's no countdown or anything like that. So when you're on your stream starting soon screen, you have no... there's no indication of how long you're going to be on that screen. So... I mean, it's all kind of minor stuff, but it sort of adds up to create a better viewing experience for everyone, and that's kind of what I want to try and create. I mean, I might also want to tweak like this overlay as well. So, you know, I use two screens. I use this screen, of course, and I use this screen so that you can see the notes that I'm making whilst I'm making them. But, you know, I might want to fiddle around with some of the borders and margins on this screen as well, because on some games the position of the camera or the position of the chat is not terribly convenient. But yeah, I mean, it's... But I mean, let me know in the... let me know in the chat sort of what you would want prioritised, right, in terms of what makes a good viewing experience for you. So this part, so this here, we're going to go around this path here. We need to rotate this one now. We're going to rotate it 180 degrees. So we need to teleport it out to Hunrath and rotate it twice, but then we're going to ride the sphere back. Indrajit Artist asks, how confusing was this part? It's arguably, maybe it's more time consuming than confusing, but that's good in a way, because it gives me time to sort of talk to the chat. I was discussing with someone on YouTube via the comments section about the loading screens, particularly in this section of the game. And you know what? I think it's a little bit ironic, because this kind of section actually gives me an opportunity to talk with chat and to pontificate more broadly around, you know, things like what I want to do with the channel and loading screens and so on. Right, rotate round 180 degrees. But I think, interestingly enough, if I were playing this on my own... That only moved 90, didn't it? Please say it only moved 90. We're riding it back immediately anyway, so we'll know very quickly if we've done it wrong. So it actually gives me a little bit of downtime to be able to... it gives me a little bit of downtime to be able to, like, look at the chat and talk to people and stuff. Whereas if I were playing it on my own, either recording, of course, or literally if I wasn't recording it and I was literally just playing it, I think I would find this section kind of just very time consuming in a way, like very yeah. Oh, I don't want to use the word boring, but yeah, I can see now this section has revealed to me why the biggest criticism of this game is the amount of backtracking you have to do. Oh, we can use this. Oh, we don't actually have to rotate the whole plate round twice. We can use this one to get straight there. Yeah, middle floor then. Because yeah, that was something that always stood out to me in the Steam reviews, which I thought was a little bit confusing up until this point, is the biggest criticism of this game seems to be, oh, the loading screens are terrible and the backtracking, and oh, it takes so much time to do everything. And I'm thinking to myself, well, hang on a minute. It's an environmental puzzle game, like Myst or Outer Wilds, right? Like, backtracking is part of the fun. Like, because you have to kind of, you go somewhere, you find clues, you wander around. At some point, you don't know what the next step even is, so you're just sort of wandering around trying to find a next step even. So that always struck me as being really odd, and I was like, is this people who didn't really know what they were getting into? But no, now that I'm a little bit further in the game, I can see that's not the number of nodes I was expecting in there. Now that I'm a little bit further, I can see why that is the criticism. What's this going to do then? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, well let's open that up. Like, open is definitely better than closed, right? Because yeah, there is a lot of back and forth, and it's not just the fact that it's backtracking and your movement's a bit slow, it is the fact that the loading screens are quite long, and it's kind of back and forth through loading screens. That is not where I was expecting this path to take me. I was expecting that to actually go somewhere. Oh dear. That's interesting, because that looks like a giant slider, you know, like how in the Villain technology they have in the Villain versions of the teleporters, they have a giant slider. Okay, well there's another door which is in the way there, so that can't be it straight up. Can we even get up there? Like if we look at the map, see, now this might be the point where actually your comment, Intricate Artist, maybe starts playing out. How confusing is this section? Well, actually, if that's not where I was supposed to be going, and actually there are other directions to head, then maybe I have underestimated this section, which, you know, is always a danger. It's just when I underestimate a section, I've accidentally gone and done it publicly. You saw a speedrunner take him 1 hour 16 minutes. Well, the thing is, not knowing the end of this game, I don't know exactly what to make of that, right? Because The Outer Wilds, for example, is a game that's usually around, I don't know, 10 hours, 12 hours, 20 hours, depends how many of the things you want to do. But because it's an entirely knowledge-gated puzzler, if you know what the Ash Twin project is, you know, try and do it without spoilers. If you know what the Ash Twin project is, then you can go to the end of the game immediately, you know. So I have no idea if this game, being also, you know, a knowledge puzzler game, you know, I'm sure there are some incredibly efficient paths that cut huge amount of the problem solving out of it. Okay, right, let's go back to our notebook here. Yeah, so there are exits on all four sides. There are exits on all four sides. So the question is, so we've got 2 elbow pieces, although the elbow pieces aren't actually the same as each other. That's kind of an important point, yeah, because if you can only rotate them 90 degrees, let's just adjust this one here. It's not, that's not the shape. The shape is more like it's sideways and then down, isn't it? Because you can only rotate them 90 degrees. The right angle pieces are fine and the straight piece. So how are we going to get out of here? How are we going to get out of here? So the first way... Oh, incidentally, looking at the map, right? Okay, let's look at the map. This is where we are, like this giant rotating thing. And something that I've literally only just twigged, the colour coding, is this whole turntable a sphere? Could we move this whole thing? That's kind of interesting, because the spheres are these light blue areas. Does that mean we can also teleport the ships as well? I'm going to call them ships because they kind of look a bit like spaceships. So yeah. You like this game because it doesn't give you any clues. You have to find it with your time. It's a small game, but it takes longer to finish. Makes it worth the money. Really, really good for streamers. Yeah, no, it's definitely it's a good game to stream for sure. I'm gonna have a real hard time finding another good game. Well, okay, so well, actually, do you know what? Like, I think we're gonna have a little bit of a vote, maybe, right? Because I think the next game for the Sunday morning slot is either going to be Riven, which I've never played, but I've heard it's like amazing. I've heard it's like better than Myst. I've heard it's hard as well. But Riven is currently being remade. When will it be released? Who knows? Or Firmament, which is the more recent game, 3D immersive steampunk cool, has mixed reviews, though. But there is a possibility that by the time we finish this game and we then finish Firmament, the Riven remake might be available. Or at least the release date might be known. But then again, there are a lot of really die-hard Riven fans for OG Riven that I think would probably enjoy seeing me play original recipe Riven rather than, new Riven. So I don't know. Yeah, put your thoughts in the chat. Like, I kind of want to hear from people. Most people so far, spoiler alert, most people are saying... And also, if you're watching on YouTube in the future, leave it in the comments below. You want Riven next? You want Firmament next? Most people so far have said Riven. There are a couple of people who have said Firmament first. But I think there's a lot of love for Riven, clearly. And I've never played it, so, I kind of feel like I'm missing out a little bit. But then I didn't play Myst until very recently, and I kind of feel like I missed that one, right? Because I played it, like, when I was a child, when I was, like, 7 years old, got immediately stuck, never picked it up again for 30 years, so... Although... the Cyan World's TikTok account does assure me that 37 years to beat Myst, pretty average. So, we'll go with that. Okay, let's draw some lines on here. And do you know what? We're going to reset all of that because that's just adding confusion. So we've got 2 angle pieces, we've got 2 corner pieces, we've got 1 straight piece. We can get to there, tick, and we've actually already done it, so double tick, fine. There's a path off to the right here, there's a path off to the left here. Can we get to either of those? Bear in mind we can swap the whole turntable round, so our starting position can be any of these spots. In fact, we have to turn the turntable around because right here, in this diagram, there isn't an off-ramp. Yeah, because that's there. So we've got an off-ramp here and there and here, but we don't have an off-ramp there anyway. That is leading to the edge of the dome. So that's going to take us somewhere interesting. That's leading us onto something which looks like it's going to be a cable car through 2 doors, one of which we've opened, the other one we haven't opened. So I'm going to make the bold assumption that we want to go through the dome first, and that the path through the dome opens up the other door, and then we come back here, we go through the cable car. Let's go with that. Now, back to our notebook. So, well, let's take a new screenshot from this direction then, because what we're trying to do is create a path either from the top or from the bottom we want to create a path either from the top or from the bottom to any of the sides, I'm pretty sure, because we can sort of work it from there. So let's see. So we've got an awkward angle which comes out that way, which we don't really like. There's no way to go back through an awkward angle like that. So we don't really like that. We can obviously put and there's also nothing here either. So that kind of makes a very, very strong argument for the straight piece to go through there. And that's the solution. right? You can see it. You can see it immediately. We rotate that round once and we put the straight piece there. And that's it. Let's go start making a thing. Right, so we want to rotate this round twice. We're going to start by rotating this piece. So whilst we do that, so we're going to rotate this one round anti-clockwise 90 degrees. So whilst we start working through these, now is the ideal time to put whatever complicated philosophical question you want answered into the chat, because we're going to have probably around about 5 to 10 minutes to tackle that without any, you know, distraction from puzzle solving. Do you know what? I didn't even spot Meredith's comment from up top. Trigger fire is useful for that stuff. I've never heard of trigger fire. Okay, that's clockwise rather than anti-clockwise, so we're going to need to now go back twice. Again, buttons. Label your buttons, people. You're telling me that you, you know, you want to label your barrels, but not label your buttons. Okay. This is the point where I realise that I've actually just horrendously miscounted that. Okay, up twice. Now the straight piece is already in Hunrath for us. So we just need to do a straight swap here. And we're all good. If we can be really, really good about working out which orientation. Oh no, because we're not going to be able to. We're not going to be able to see the straight piece because the straight piece is going to swap first before we have a chance to rotate it anyway. So we're going to need to come back via the other teleport points, come back here, see what orientation the straight piece is in, then we can work it out. But because this path gives us 90 degrees that way, right, we'll now be able to rotate the whole turntable 90 degrees, and it gives us a path 90 degrees the other way, which is pretty cool. Okay, no, we don't need to rotate that. Yep, we'll take one of these, as usual, because we don't want to accidentally block ourselves in. Do you know what I just realised? I have a feeling, you know, that Farley's letter might actually have been referring to this massive turntable. Is that a clue that we should have picked up on to actually help us solve this? Is that like secretly a set of steps that actually gets you to solve it in the fewest possible steps or something? Quite possibly. It looks uncannily similar. Okay, where are we at? Yes, it is the correct orientation. So let's rotate this round this way. We're going to go to the dome edge first. Here we go. Alright, where are we going to end up? Now, where are we going to end up roughly? So we've gone to the dome edge here. It's probably going to take us to this path, I suppose, or... Well, actually, if this is the cable car, maybe it breaks the rules slightly and takes us to there. I don't know. Let's have a little look. So that's the edge of the dome still, and we can see... Now, this world, this sphere is... No, not Arai. It is Mare. Mare is where the... Yeah, Captar is where the Arai are from. Mare is where the Villain are from. So this is Mare. What world exists beyond the borders here, do we think? One of the worlds, and it must be... Oh, do you know what? I think Captar is Captar on Earth, the Captar sphere. Because outside the Captar sphere it's just like forests and stuff, if I recall correctly. Oh, okay, we've got another transition. So yeah, that probably took us... Yeah, there we go. Bonk. Go. That opens that up. So those are the two doors which are open. Perfect. So that's just a little path. So I have a feeling that that has probably taken us, yes, round here. And has probably... Yeah, okay. That's got to be it, doesn't it? So that's got to be like A takes you to A, and then B takes you to B, and then, because we're at the cable car thing, aren't we? So that's all good. Well, actually, let's back out of there, because that's... Look at this. So this is... Right, so this is Captar outside this dome, almost certainly. Look, judging by, like, the rocks and the fog and stuff. So I think then, outside Hunrath must be Mofang. Okay, so now we go back up to the platform. We're going to rotate this. The bug world. Yeah, the Arai live on Captar, I think. I'm basing this mostly on what people in the YouTube comment section have told me. I know that you can go to Farley's house and it's sort of all explained, but I can't remember all of the details. We've been there a couple times. I remember the Villain are like a lot bigger than I assumed they would be. But yeah. Mofang is red. Mofang, yeah, the teleport points go to red. So we've not actually been to the Mofang bubble at all, but I believe Hunrath is on the Mofang home planet. So, we've got two paths here. Let's have a quick look at the map, because I think one of these actually just opens up a shortcut. Yeah, I have a feeling that this path to the right here is just going to open us up a shortcut, so let's go there first, because up here, that's almost certainly going to take us to cable car. So let's go this way first, because I think this probably just leads to a bridge, which lets you teleport, which just lets you walk to here quicker. Yeah, shortcut unlocked. Right, we will refer to our notes this time, because we have seen time and time again that I cannot do this from memory. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Get those on, and then you have a little T in the corner here. Right, so shortcut unlocked. This is excellent. We're just not going to worry about that, you know, creepy sounding chirping there. I'm just going to assume it's... yeah. So does everyone remember the snake from Myst? How Rand and Robin just randomly put a jump scare about 5 hours into their puzzle game that up to that point had no enemies in it whatsoever.
I fear for safety.
You are not. You are making very bad decisions.
Oh. That sounded like an awry. Oh no, that's a cable car. That is a cable car. I'm assuming that we can step into that. That doesn't look terrifying at all, does it? Okay, let's explore this up here first though. I'm assuming there's not going to be anything up here, because we're almost certainly just going to get into the cable car and go for a ride. And whilst we can come back here pretty straightforwardly, let's just make sure there are no clues or anything that we're going to miss. I don't think so. But yes, okay, well... yeah, exactly. So, let's continue making some dubious decisions. Alright. Oh, we can still look around. We can still look around, but we are not in control. It's going to take us where it's going to take us. This is the Villain world, yes. Yeah, all of this is Villain tech for sure. Oh, whoa, what's this? Those are Mofang. What? Are we actually going to see our first alien? Okay, so something just went down there. Okay, let's quickly get our bearings. Incidentally, I'm not expecting to actually see a live Mofang or anyone else, really. I was genuinely surprised at the end of Myst when it turned out that... well, Rand was actually there, right? Because I wasn't actually expecting to come across any people at all. Okay, so we are here. There is one exit. This is going to take us to the sign-in area and actually pretty close to the tree. This is the bridge that was out, so we couldn't get this way before. So we're actually pretty close to have finished this whole area. Okay, so that's the exit. What else have we got here? We've got a missing node there. Oh, there's also an exit on this side. Yeah, okay, but it doesn't go anywhere. Weird. What do you reckon that does? Let's investigate that later. Okay, we've got a door there which is closed. Oh! Oh my god. Okay. So that's a Villain. I was not expecting to see anyone. Certainly I was not expecting to see anyone alive. Okay. We've got a book. Okay, we'll come back to that book in a minute. Are we supposed to save this guy somehow? The Mofangs are bad and want to take over by destroying. To me, that's slightly unclear. So we found something that very strongly implied that the Villain and the humans launched a preemptive strike against the Mofang. So that's kind of, yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I don't see anything that we can do to help this guy out, actually. Whoa, creepy. And the videos of the guy that was saying like, oh yeah, you know, you're making bad decisions and stuff, we fear for our safety. So that's a hologram, almost certainly. And I think that's actually an Arai trying to communicate with us. So I have a feeling that or maybe it's a Mofang trying to communicate with us. So I have a feeling that maybe it'll turn out that the Villain and the humans are the baddies after all. I think this bridge just takes us back to here. Yeah. Oh. No, that's just Farley. Okay, right, yeah. So this is where we started. Right, so shortcut unlocked. I think it's also like well bait that like they're called the Villain as well, like the villains. I don't know. Maybe that's just me reading too much into it. Okay. So that's just a shortcut. We need to get through this door then. Is he going to try and like give us a clue or something on how to like help him or get him out of here? Can we pick this up? Because having a handheld Villain device would be really handy, because we've got a bunch of rocks on Hunrath that the tiny train can't shoot at. That thing is displayed quite a lot on flyers around Hunrath saying do not approach it. But that's also the first Mofang teleporter we've ever seen. We've not been able to get to the Mofang bubble at all yet. Right, let's read this book. So I don't think that Villain is going anywhere. But it also looks like, whilst his legs are probably broken, it looks like maybe he's not in a critical state. I don't know. So, what have we got here? Okay, name, species, pod number. So these are all people who are being podded. They are all humans and Villain. And some Arai. Book, crate. And some Mofang being podded. Interesting. Not very many Mofang being podded at all. So Sorv is in pod 11, floor 3. We've got a couple lines scribbled out, but it's weird. Okay, so Farley's still in a pod. What's the name of the yeah, Joseph is the mayor, right? I'm gonna take a screen grab of all of this. Like, I doubt it's gonna come into play, but like, if it does, I would kinda like to know who's who before thawing them out of pods. But yeah, we saw a note from Farley that very strongly implied that whilst they were expecting a Mofang attack, they may well have gone and attacked the Mofang first. Which is a pretty dubious state of affairs, to be honest. Okay, we've got one more thing. Villain is as handsome as me. Oh. Yep. What did what's the old saying? You've got a great face for radio. Oh dear. Now, this almost looks like it could be input into a Villain device, except for the fact that it's rotated 90 degrees. Oh no, wait, hang on a second. No, that's the one that's X'd. But you can't... Yeah, you can't draw directly like that. I wonder if that matters. Oh. We're going down. Okay. Don't attack me. So that's just like some guy. Okay. So that's pod number 55, apparently. Oh, is this the point where we have to sit down and actually work out how these input screens work? Because that could be a bit of an ask. How's everyone's base 4 counting? So that's pod number 55. Let's just have a quick reminder. I knew taking this book would be really handy. Pod number 55. No, we're expecting a Villain in pod number 55. We're expecting a Villain in pod number 55, but this is definitely pod number 55. Or no, actually, yeah, 57. That'll be 56, there's 54. So that's pod 55, but it's got a human in it. So... Okay, just I'm gonna quick scan through just to check, like, No, there aren't multiple Pod 55s. This should also be floor 7, position 3. Well, this is floor 5. Okay. Let's go somewhere else. Ooh, down, 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 down. So that's pod. This is going to be pod number 135. What do we got in here? Well, that's also a human. So pod number 135. Let's have a look. Scan down, scan down. 135. Goractoror. We're also expecting a Villain in there. Something suspicious is going on here. This is suspicious. Are all the pods filled with humans? Like, I'm just going and visiting random pods right now. But, like, we're expecting about half of them to be humans and half of them to be Villain. Okay, 149. Okay, we've got another human. 149. Looking down here, looking down here. $149. Okay, we're expecting someone named Ruth, who's a human. I mean, the floor and position don't match up either. So... weird. We're very close to the bottom. Oh no, we might not be actually. Yeah, it's hard to see. Fine. How do you reset these devices? Not like that. Is that like the largest number it can go to? Nope, going upwards now. Some of the pods are not here as well. Ah, that takes us back to the top. Well, that's good to know. Right, we're going to need to do some working out there. Yeah, translate numbers into their language. Is our Villain friend still alive? He is. Okay. You hang in there, man. You're doing alright. We will try and find someone who can help you out. As quickly as we can. That was that door, so that's not going to be helpful for us right now. It seems weird that that door is behind... Yeah, I guess we have to solve this puzzle first. Guess we have to solve this puzzle first. Okay. Well, we've got our Villain worksheet that we started working through at some point. So let's bring that up. We'll grab a copy of it. It's over here somewhere. There we go. So let's first of all try number 1. Does that take us to pod number 1? Right, this is going to be the... That does kind of look like a sensible spot that pod number 1 might have been found in. So do you know what, actually? I have a suspicion that the game's not going to require you to work out how the numbering system works. I have a suspicion that the pod we're looking for is like number 18 or number 46 or number 158. Because it's included on the worksheet. I'm gonna suspect that the designers are not they're expecting us to solve the worksheet, but not necessarily go like that next level beyond. So who's in pods 8, 9, 13, 18, 46, 100, and 158? Well, where's Farley? Farley would be a good one, a good person to speak to. Farley's in 194. Okay, look, let's bring a picture of this over. Yeah. Let's bring a picture of this over to our document here. So who's in pod 158? We've got 157 and we've had 159. There's 158. Someone named Tham. Floor 14, position 9. Okay. Never heard of Tham at all. Give it a go, maybe? Give it a go, give it a go. I see why the last dot isn't available, actually. Because, yeah, that is... wrong thing. No, well, hang on, wait, no. Let's combine our... Let's combine the clues, then, right? Because we've got this clue here. This dot is not available because we don't go into the thousands or into the several hundreds. So it's... So something like that. Maybe. Or maybe it's the other one. So that's pod 55 again. So we've already seen you before. Okay, well what about... well, how do you remove part of a digit? Unclear how you reset that device. No wonder Cyan has so few games. Cyan have been making Devs making puzzles for decades. Yeah, 100%. This is pod 1010. What do we have in here? Ah, we have a Mofang. Okay. We have a Mofang in there. First time chatter, Filibuster 2020. Good morning. Finally caught your stream live. Lash, I'm working today. We'll catch YouTube later. Well, welcome to the stream. Yeah, of course, totally understandable. You're at work today. Absolutely makes sense. This, as ever, this stream will be up on YouTube in Friday. It's Fridays we put... No, Wednesdays. Wednesdays we put the Sunday stream up. Fridays is the Monday stream. Okay, the reason we're resetting is because I want to try the opposite way around here. Yeah, does that take us to 55 still? Looks like it's going to take us pretty close to 55. Yeah, we're at 55 again. Is there anything you can do with these pods? Like... Okay. So, we're a little bit unclear on what that clue means and where we're sort of supposed to go with it. This clue back here, okay, what do we say here? Gauntlet, your task will be to reset all locks in the gauntlet before being podded. Please keep this to yourself. I used a shade of blue ink that's not easily visible to the Mofang. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just realised I'm not sharing this. This is the control panel that the Verlaines have supplied for our use. Although they're able to control the systems via vocalizations, they provided these control panels for other species to have limited access. Find Noah for help. The Verlaine numbering system is base 4. Drag from one blob to another to form the Verlaine digits. Drag between blobs to disconnect. That doesn't really seem to work. The standard panel has 5 digits, but single digit panels are also used. Use only the first digit to simulate a 1-digit panel. All panels autocorrect. Okay. Looks like... Yeah, we already used that clue earlier. So no good there. Yeah, so base 4 numbers. The thing is though, the fact that they are using like 5, this is 55, pod number 55, so the numbers on the outside of the pods are certainly not written in base 4. They're written in base 10. And the pod numbers here are clearly written in base 10 because you've got like 6s and 7s and 9s and things. So the pod numbers are definitely written in base 10. This is a tough one because it's slightly unclear to me what we're trying to do, and indeed who we're trying to get to. Okay, so Noah understands the system. He's podded. We've got Farley here. Like, who doesn't want to talk to Farley? No point going back to CW, because CW has just told us, get water to all the trees. Okay, fine. Joseph, he's the mayor. So he's important. What does that sort of look like to you? Maybe a single digit control panel. This is the only way I know how to reset this machine. The worksheet certainly says drag between dots to disconnect as well, but that doesn't seem to work. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong there. So if anyone has any advice in the chat, please do point it out to me. How you doing, my friend? Stay strong. I mean, we've got 5 nodes there, but they are... It's offset, right? Like, you could... Can you draw diagonally across here? You can't draw diagonally across these things. It doesn't work! So what is that getting at? So it definitely can't be like a single digit panel. So strange, because the way it's drawn seems to strongly imply that you can draw directly diagonally across, but you can't do that. Oh, unless like that is the equivalent of drawing directly diagonally across. We haven't tried that combination yet, admittedly. Are we just going to get number 55 again? No, now we're going to get 105. Who have we got this time then? No one. So we've got an empty pod. Pod number 105. Not that it's going to make a difference, because what this roster is saying versus what we're actually finding in these pods are totally different. Like they seem totally disconnected from each other anyway, so far. I don't see pod 105 on here at all. Okay. So let's have a little bit of a think about this one. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do? Like, even if I found the pod that I was looking for, what am I trying to do with that pod? Because that's not super obvious anyway. Like, let's say I found a way to go, oh hey, yeah, okay, right, I can match up pod 194 here with pod 194 in the game through, let's say it's some kind of bizarre amount of, we take 194, we convert it to base 4, we then do something with it, and then we convert it back into base 10, and that's how you get the real number. So let's say we find Farley's pod. What are we even going to do with that? There doesn't seem an obvious way to revive people in these pods. Like, let's go to a random pod quick. Wait, what? How did... Well, somehow I managed to... Somehow that time I managed to actually de-attach two blobs from each other. But no idea. Now I seem to... You swipe across the blobs to cut them. That's really unclear. That's really, really unclear. What does this say? Drag from one blob to another to form the digits. Drag between blobs to disconnect. Drag between the blobs. Fine, fine. Zexafui is in the chat. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. How's your Sunday morning? So this should take us back to the top now. Yeah, okay, so what was I saying? Even if I work out, okay, there's a person that I want to go and revive, it's not really clear what I would even do with that anyway. So I don't think I can be looking for someone specific. I don't think that can be the objective. It must be something to do with this clue. And so it must be... But you can't draw directly downwards. And it's not going left or right or both. It doesn't obviously look to me like anything other than a Verlaine number pad, though. I don't recall having seen anything else that looks similar to that. That's a tricky one, that is. And the other thing is that... like, okay, an option for us, right, because this is always an option. Yeah, because we've opened up the bridge. Yeah. We have opened up this part. So we don't need to work it out from first principles. We can always go back to the garage, enter a number into the thing, come back, enter that number. Yeah? So you don't actually have to work it out. We can backtrack, go to the garage, like, find a number that is of interest to us, like Farley, for example, and we could just enter those codes. Oh, that made me jump there, just going right into my ear. That was okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the garage and we're going to get a bunch of Villain codes. And what we'll do is we'll find Farley, Noah and Joseph. Maybe start there. What we can do with that, though, unclear. Unclear. Easiest way to the junkyard is this way. Pretty sure. Parkour! Okay. I have a feeling as well that this is a little bit of a puzzle convergence moment as well. Because whereas for a lot of the game we've had various threads to explore at the same time, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is pretty much our only open thread right now. Okay, right, so let's clear. Thank you. So let's go and grab Farley's code. So that is pod number 194. Okay. So in theory, that is Farley. Then let's go and find Noah, who is 171. Grab that. Back over here. Noah. And Joseph is 222. I like how this is actually like an old cash register that they've jury-rigged to be this thing, because obviously it's not a computer. It's just a mechanical thing that happens to have numbers on it, and all of the magic is in the back end. Okay. Now, Noah, we don't know what he is supposed to look like, right? But let's start with those three, because Farley and Joseph, we know what they look like. So if we enter those codes into the Verlaine device, it will be really obvious if those pods do not contain Farley and Joseph. And it will also help us start to get okay. It will also help us start to get an understanding of how the pod numbers written on the side of the pods correlate with the pod inventory numbers in the document. I'm not going through there, I'm going this way. In other news, I am dungeon mastering for the first time next weekend, which is very exciting. I'm going to be doing a one-shot with some friends' children, and I'm super hype. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great fun. So I've never DM'd before, but one of the players who's going to be coming along, one of the parents of the kids, is Haz. So I have someone to sort of back me up if I kind of like forget some of the rules and stuff. But I think it's going to be good fun. Okay, we are back. So, let's have a look at Farley first. Can I get all three of these on screen at once? I can. Let's have a look at Farley first. So Farley is going to be like that, and here, and that's it, right? Go. So this is 212. Achievement unlocked. Sweet Caroline found Farley's pod in the silo. That is indeed Farley. Great. So Farley is in pod 212, and she is in row 2. Position slightly less clear, like that could be position 1, but yeah, okay. Now Farley's supposed to be in 194. Floor 2, position 12. Is that 212? Ah, okay. That is a little bit of progress. So the numbers on the side of the pods might actually be more like, okay, 45, 511. Interesting. Okay. Let's have a look at Joseph next then. But also, how do we bust Farley out of here? Okay, let's have a look for Joseph next. So Joseph is... let's cut all of these. Man, that makes it a lot easier. Joseph, he's got a little T up the top here. Then we're going to go around that way, that way, that way, and there. And that... Right, it is 212, isn't it? I thought just because there's a seam line down the centre of the pods So I thought it was more like, oh yeah, row 13, row 14, position 1, position 2. He's in 14, 13. Is he in there? That is him, isn't it? He's got shorter hair, I think, but I think that is him. Oh right, okay. 14, 13. Go back here. Joseph, he is in 14, 13. Right, that's pod 222. Okay, awesome. So, now that we've got a little bit more on how do I navigate around, the next question to work out, and in some respects the most important question to work out, as the music starts getting a little bit more tension, because clearly, Joseph, what did you do? What did you do, my friend? You've ruined everything for everyone somehow. Yeah, the music is really kind of ramping it. The music is really ramping it. So is there something changed? Something that's available now that wasn't available before? Usually the music, it starts going up when it's like, oh, tension or something like that. Okay, so, well, let's have a look at Noah, who is 171. Yeah. And we'll have a little look at Noah. Just cut those. So Noah looks like this, and here. And it's going to go round like that, and round like that. Go. So Noah is in 1119? No, 1110. That's Noah? Really? Yeah, okay. Noah's a kid. Weird. Okay. Okay, so what do we need to do then? So now that we've worked out that we can get to a particular position by putting a particular number in, we need to, working backwards, we work out a number by going to the garage, and that gets us to a position. So what position do we want this thing to go to? Some position right at the bottom? 14.7? 14 is the lowest number here, right? This very much looks like it's a stepping off platform, this and this, over on this side. I don't see like any pathways up here anywhere. So that makes me think that we need to get to the bottom. However we would do that. So looking back here, what's the lowest position we have? 14 for Karen. We've got 15 here. We've got a position 15. That might be the lowest one. There's a 14, there's a 15. I don't see any 16s. There's 15 there. Krista. 157, which is very close actually to what our 158. Oh no, except it's not. No, it's Corvair. Yeah. 15, 15, 15. So I think 15 is right at the bottom. I'm assuming there aren't any pods under 15. It's interesting. Someone here is in position 0. I didn't think there was a position 0. Oh no. It looks like there is a position 0 here. Interesting. We're still not sure what this means, of course. Okay. Well, next time out, we're going to take someone who is on a 15, and we're going to take this lift all the way to the bottom, yeah? And see if there's anything we can see from down there. After that, well, who knows? It'd be great if we could work out a way to thaw these people out so that we can, I don't know, make some progress in terms of understanding the Verlaine or asking Farley what's been going on here. For now though, we're at the end of today's stream, so thank you very much for coming along and watching. If you're on YouTube in the future, thank you very much for, you know, taking the time and watching this episode. Interesting progress. We've met our first live alien. No, not true actually. We've seen Arai all over the place, right? But we've met our first live Verlaine, who's, you know, probably relying on us to help him out somehow. Next episode, maybe we're going to go to the Mofang bubble for the first time. That'll be interesting. For now, though, thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye. Okay, so that'll be the outro for the YouTube video. For those of you still here on Twitch, let's have a little look as to who is live right now. And we are going to find...